the world where some brands are making noise and others are making sense. Welcome to Brand Sense, where we focus on the breakthrough and the blunders of brands. My name is Coach Daniel. But before we go into details, could you watch this video for a moment? We'll be right back.
I have a message for Pampers. I want to see somebody from the company, anybody who works for the company, accounting, product management, HR, marketing, product development, engineering, sales, doesn't matter, anybody from the company, as long as you work for Pampers. I want one baby in one hand, preferably a wiggly one that does not want to be changed. And in the other hand, I want to see it done. I want to see it done with one hand. I want to see it. Step up to the plate. Any one of you that works with the company. I want to see it done right now. I have a message for Pampers. I want to see somebody from the company, anybody who works for the company, accounting, product management, HR, marketing, product development, engineering, sales, doesn't matter, anybody from the company, as long as you work for Pampers.
Okay, I'm sure you saw that video. Can you relate? Well, just in case you could not relate, clearly you could see a nursing mother there expressing her frustration because she was finding it difficult to pick just one piece at a time of white. And upon that, she called out Pampers. But what you get after that was this other video, which Rascals took advantage of. But we'll play that maybe shortly when we get into the real conversation. So I'm enjoying this episode of Brand Sense by some amazing public relation experts. I'm being joined this day by Ekene Ajayi. Ekene, how you doing? Good to see you. All over you is PR. And also with us on set is Chike, as usual. Chike, how you doing now?
Hello.
My guy.
Thanks.
Make Ekene don't talk, sir. No check out. Ekene, what's up? So guys, just imagine, as I'll start with Ekene. Imagine you as a nursing mother.
Imagine. I was just a nursing mother.
Just so that you know, go appear inside they cast you. So, as a nursing mother, you're juggling a crying baby, and what do? You reach out to your, the pack of the baby wipes, and you're trying to pick one, but instead of one after the other, it's coming out in clumps. And as a result of that, I think that's the frustration of this lady, and she called out Pampers the brand the brand that she was using at that material time. But instead of Pampers responding to that message swiftly, nothing was said, nothing was done. Another brand called Rascal took advantage of the situation, and they began to experiment how you could pick out each of their own wives without the clumps, as in the case of Pampers. Now, this brings to fore yet what we always say about managing issues, timely response. What did Pampers do right? What did they not do right? What could they have done in such a situation? So I just like us to look at it from the communication perspective and public issues management and conflict management and the whole of that. So what exactly did Pampers not do right? Should they have responded or what? Please talk to us.
Okay, hi, good day everybody. Coach Daniel already said my name is Ekene. So yes, funny enough, I have a 1-year-old daughter, and I don't use any of the two brands mentioned. And honestly, in situations like this, it would have been, sometimes you just don't know how viral or how far a certain communication might go by a consumer, or it would have been good if Pampers had responded. Even if it meant while they were trying to practicalize removing one piece and everything was coming out, they would have owned the narrative and said, oh, this is another side of it, we never talk about it this way. Now we're seeing the pains of nursing mothers, and we'll ensure that we go back to our drawing board and redo or rejig or ressorting the entire thing, because now we understand what nursing mothers want. Because again, you don't want to buy something that is wasteful. You want to buy something that is efficient. So if I want to bring out one Why? I don't want the whole wife coming out, because most of the time you're using your hand to push back and all those things. So they should have responded at first. One. When Rascal responded, he should have still somehow tried to own the narrative, but they didn't. And now Rascal is
It's trending. Rascal is trending, yes.
Yeah, and we're here discussing and helping it trend more. So even those that haven't heard about it, will possibly hear about it again. So I think sometimes, no matter how, I remember those days, maybe a story will come out in a tier 3 newspaper. Your client will tell you it's not important until a negative story comes out of that tier 3, and then it goes, and then a tier 1 paper picks it. You now remember that a tier 3 paper is important. That's what has just happened. Wow. Don't overlook anybody, no matter how small, how big, how medium. A consumer is a consumer, a customer is a customer. Try to find a middle ground or a way to respond, and there are 4 ways you can do these things and own the narrative. So somebody is not owning the narrative.
Wow. Again, someone is not owning the narrative. So as PR or as brands, we should learn how to control the narrative.
Always.
That's brand sense. Okay, now I'll come to Chiki. Someone may ask that, it's baby wipes, but men we use it. We use it for some other things, because these are wipes that are also used for some other things. If you would agree with me, for cleaning office, for wiping your hands, for wiping some other surface. Yeah. So now, in the case of Pampers, and putting side by side Rascals, do you think that in this case that Rascal was prepared for this time, and the reason they could take advantage of it? I mean, at the time they were doing the product design, was it something that you thought that they probably had factored it in, or they had to go to the drawing board, fix their own and come back? But then what I like us to look at is that for e-use management, what better advice can, they say silence is golden. Is this silence for Pampers not golden?
Well, interestingly, if you look at looking at that video, product use. In fact, one thing that excites every consumer is ease of use of product. Now, I can see the nursing mother struggling to use to pick up that product for use. It's important for every company to churn out communication once issues like this arise. Just as Ekene said, own the narrative and ensure that you take advantage, turn the negative situation to an advantage, and ensure that every consumer is carried along. Keeping quiet obviously makes the consumer not to understand what the situation is actually. So it's important to always take advantage and deal with it.
Are you saying that it's all right? Are you saying that they should have just said something, regardless of what needs to be said? Because this frustration or this the experience of this nursing mother, a number of people have also had that same experience, but she just chose to take it up and start the conversation. Peradventure, when Pampers designed their product, it didn't occur to them as a challenge. But now, where do you place feedback? What role does PR have to play when it comes to feedback from customers of your client? What role do we have to play as PR professional? Because after this response, I'd like us to watch the video of the Rascals. That's the other brand, how they took advantage of this, and their own, executives who were picking, the piece one after the other just to respond to the challenge which was initiated by the lady. But what role does PR professional have to play in terms of managing the response from the customers that are using your client's product or patronizing your client's service?
Okay, thank you, Daniel, for that question. It's really exciting when things like this happen, because then you begin to understand how important public relations is, and that public relations is more than media relations, basically. First of all, monitoring, which is one of the essential things of PR. Rascal was monitoring their competitors, and that was probably how they saw the video. and then decided to respond. So you're not just monitoring for yourself, you're also monitoring what your competitors are doing so that you see, how you can do better or do worse, either way. So, which is one of the things PRO does. And so in the process of monitoring, and you see something like this, and you know that, oh, my client's products can do this, you advise your client to jump on it. And it turned out well. So this goes to show that PR is not just about writing press releases and sending them to the media. PR is all encompassing. When you say PR is about managing the client's perception, reputation, overall, what people think about the client out there. This is all part of what we're talking about.
Okay, well said, Ekene. Let's quickly check out the video which was put out there by Rascal in response to the one that the lady did calling out Pampers. And after that, we'll continue with this conversation. It's still Brand Sense. We'll be right back after this time out.
I have a message for Pampers. I want to see somebody from the company, anybody who works for the company, accounting, product management, HR, marketing, product development, engineering, sales, doesn't matter, anybody from the company, as long as you work for Pampers. I want one baby in one hand, preferably a wiggly one that does not want to be changed. And in the other hand, I want to see it done. I want to see it done with one hand. I want to see it. Step up to the plate. Any one of you that works with the company, I want to see it done right now.
All right, welcome back. You're still on to Brand Sense. Hope you saw that video. In that video, you could see how Rascal as a brand took advantage of the calling out done by that lady, saying that Pampers pack of wipes would not come out, one after the other. But then the fact remains that Rascal has taken advantage of this. One man's food, they say, is another man's poison. So guys, let's look at this scene a bit different now. Can we say that there are lessons that Pampers is yet to learn? Because of course they responded, but with influencers trying to do this instead of having their own people do it as so what is the lesson? What are the lessons that this brand still need to learn? Or maybe I should come to Chike, please. I'd like you to take that. Then I have another thing for you.
Thank you so much, Daniel. The lesson here for every other brand is take consumer feedback seriously. As it is, it's very important. It helps in product development. Now, and then for product improvement as well. What that does is they go back, the product goes back, do an improvement on the product, and it helps in giving consumer a fantastic experience. So for me, product improvement is very, very important, and feedback, continuous feedback from customers. The brand, of course, cannot exist without the customer. So the feedback here is very, very important. Go take the feedback, go back and improve on your product. Give the consumer a fantastic experience during product consumption.
Okay, so Ekene, I'd like to put this to you now. I want you to imagine that you are the PR. Of course, I know you wouldn't do that to you wouldn't do that to any brand, because you're always speaking. I've worked with you a number of times. So, what would you have done if, let's assume, as a PR person, you were sleeping? The PR brand, the agency was sleeping when the lady called them out. The agency was sleeping when Rascal took advantage of it. Now the agency is awake to his work. Or maybe it's a strategy not to say anything so that you. So what can Pampers do now? As it is our guide to.
They have to pay me. Why would I tell them what to do? They have a PR agency now. Well, see, as much as I hear what Chike is saying, that let's also know that it's not everything that you respond to.
Okay.
Really, but you need to discern what you should respond to and what you shouldn't respond to. And in the process of sometimes trying to keep silent, It might be that one that you kept silent on that you should have responded to. And I think that's what's playing out here. They probably saw the video and they were like, oh, it will blow over. And then it isn't blowing over. And seeing that it isn't blowing over should have been an opportunity to respond and own the narrative. What they should have done, they should pay me.
Okay.
Sorry.
Okay. It's not free.
I can't tell them what they should have done.
It,
I'm sure they had a fantastic PR agency. I'm sure they had a fantastic marketing communication team, PR people within the company. And I am honestly waiting for their response. Because it's one thing to use influencers to try to, move the narrative. It's another thing to, I'm still waiting for their response. I'm waiting. So let's all be waiting. And I'm hoping from the bottom of my heart that their response makes sense.
Brand sense.
That's it.
Brand sense. Okay, guys, for everything that has a beginning, surely there will be an end. First of all, I'd like to appreciate the team, guys, for coming. Thank you, Ekene. Thank you so much, Chike. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
We cut it short on that note and to return some other time. I saw brand sense and ensure as a brand it always makes sense and learn to separate your sense from the noise out there. I'm Coach Daniel. You have a wonderful time. Bye-bye.